Hey YouTube, slight adjustment here. It is the Nutty Knife Guy. Finally bringing another video. Apologies, same excuses. Shouldn't be any excuses, but there are excuses. Sadly, I have other responsibilities. So, if I can get this segment filmed and ready to go, before it rains, we will be going out to the war post where I will be testing another knife. I have been long promising to review the Timber Rattler Outlaw Bowie, or Western Outlaw Bowie, model Old Eyes TR65. There are a few reviews of this out there, but not that many. And like I said, I could get a budget review. This thing is now selling for about $34. I actually got this in July and been wanting to do a video about it, but as I said, things happen. So here she is. She's a big honker. I'll get it all in frame here. And overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. She's a big piece of steel, which she handles very nicely. And she is also a nice looking blade. This is brass, not plated steel. Full tang, nice thick blade. Fullers on both sides. And just generally feels really good. I have a suspicion that this will be a chopping beast. I'm going to try and find something to chop out there when we go out. Fighting guard, good fighting guard, both sides. I'm not real crazy about the angled guard, but I can understand why they did it, because it does kind of give your thumb a place to go right up against the guard here. Just stylistically, it's not my cup of tea, but you can't have everything. Also, you've got this bird's beak down here, which I really like, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And you can see the tang goes all the way down, and they've fitted the bird's beak around the tang. Now, I'm not sure. Oh yes, I am, now that I look at it. I don't know if you can see this. I did notice this before, but I forgot. There is a peen that goes through the tang to secure the bird's beak pommel onto it, so that seems pretty sturdy. You can also see that it has 3 relatively large peens in the handle, and how many? 4 smaller peens in the handle, so this should stay together. Now, I really like this pronounced bird's beak on the pommel, because if you are swinging a piece of steel this big, this keeps it from flying out of your hand. Doesn't have a lanyard hole. That's not a big deal for me. I don't have lanyards on a lot of my knives. I don't really like them. I like this because this means that you're not going to accidentally throw the knife and impale your neighbor's cat. I did not sharpen this since I've gotten it. It came decently sharp. It's what I call chopping sharp. This thing is a hewer and a chopper. It's not really designed to be a slicer, and I am going to sharpen it after I test it, because I like my knife sharp. And hopefully I am going to be getting out this fall and doing a bit of nature trail hiking along the Mohican River, along some trails that will allow for a fat man with a bad knee not to fall and kill himself. And I may put this on my belt just for the heck of it. I'm wanting this fall, before it turns cold, I want to get a few excursions out there and just carry some of my knives to see how they work, just carrying them around. Hopefully I will not have to defend myself against any lizard and zombie man ninja, or lizard man zombie ninjas out there, and have a need for a blade of this monumental size. The sheath is pretty decent. I've had other Timber Rattler products and they're pretty much the same, although this is custom fitted to, well, not custom fitted, but this is fitted to this particular knife. One thing I did notice about the sheath when I got it, and I think this is an anomaly, I think this is the exception, not the rule, because the other Timber Rattler sheaths I had have been pretty good. But the belt loop, where it's stitched here, was already a bit loose when I got it. The stitches were starting to come out. So I got a pair of needle nose and I pulled them tight, and I just used Gorilla Glue to kind of secure this on here. You can probably see that, I think. Get it in the light here. There we go. I think with the Timber Rattler sheaths, that is the big weakness. Otherwise, they're very well put together and they're a decent quality leather, but the loops have spotty securing. Now my other ones, the stitches were fine, and when I was just wearing them around the house for evaluation, I wear them around the house for a day on my belt. Yeah, I walk around the house with a great huge Bowie on my belt because I'm a knife guy. But I didn't do that with this one because I was pretty sure they were going to come off. So I did some kind of an improvised patch job, and if I get to go out on my hikes, I'll wear this around and I'll let you know how it holds up. But this is a big, heavy knife. It does fit very nicely in the sheath, and when you get the retention strap on there, it goes nowhere. But I am worried because of big heavy big heavy knife, and the sheath has no leg tie. Then when it's bouncing up and down on your belt and you're walking, these stitches on the sheath are going to come loose. Now I have found the Gorilla Glue will work on leather for other things that I've done. It's not the best choice probably, but it should work. Now the retention strap, the snap is a little off center. It's not a big deal, but again, and it's a pet peeve, and I know that Donnie B all day on his knife channel has the same problem. The snap, the secure snap, is on the blade side of the knife, and you can't reverse it. So you have to be very careful when you're taking this knife out, especially if you keep them sharp, that you don't start slicing your sheath your snap every time and destroy the strap. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And I don't know why they can't put it on the spine side of the knife. But all in all, so far this is really nice. I really got this. I'm a big fan of the classic Bowie design, even though we're not exactly sure what that is. But this is the icon. This is what everybody thinks of when they think Bowie knife. And I just thought this was a really beautiful piece. It just looks really good. And I think, okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. New camera, and it seemed to stop recording on its own before I was done with the last segment. So, but just to wrap this up, we are going to get out to the war post and cut some bottles and chop some wood and see if we can break this. Hope not. Don't think we will. And then we'll come back down and we'll see how she did. Back in a few, like I said before. Okay, gonna make this quick because I'm already feeling a few raindrops, and I don't know if this camera's gonna shut off on me again, so we'll get to it. Okay, that was a good solid cleave. Even though I did not sharpen this knife, apologize, but the neighbor's got to mow his yard. Okay, let's see how it holds up to the wood. I've almost cleaved a good piece of it off here. Almost got away from me a couple of times. Bird's beak. I haven't been out here to the war post even to practice as much as I should this summer. A little splinter. So I could do better, but okay, it's swinging for all I was worth. Well, not all I was worth, but you can see I got that thing moving pretty good. No edge damage. Let me flip this over so I can see what's in frame here. No edge damage. So that's not bad. I'm going to go over and see about a vampire deterrent. Okay, I did not sharpen this before, and I just gave it a couple of really good whacks, but it's just got a edge grind on it that bites pretty well. As for a vampire deterrent, I already used this once, but we can still use it for an idea. It does have a choil that's pretty useful, and I mentioned that about this angled guard that I didn't like, but when you get to hold it like this in the choil, that angled guard actually makes a lot of sense. It feels really good. Okay, like I said, this wasn't sharp to come out with because I left it like it was out of the box, but you could get a vampire deterrent done. It might take you a while. Vampire deterrent. It may take you a while, but you could do it. With an edge on it, it's fine. It'd be really good. The tip's fine, the edge is fine, everything's still solid, so I'd say the war post is a pass. And we'll go downstairs because I think it's going to rain real soon. And give you some final thoughts. Alright, well, first off, I didn't do more than one whack because this bottle is actually kind of small. We did some cleaning around here and all my bottles that I had saved up for testing got destroyed, so I had to find this one. But like I said, I had not sharpened the blade. This was one whack and it went all the way to the bottom of the other side. So that would be a bad day for any lizard man zombie ninja. Okay, now this, as I said, see if I can show you this maybe in a little better lighting. Up and down on that, back and forth on that post out there, putting some pretty decent swings in. No blade damage. There's some damage, well, not damage, but some blemishes that I'll have to polish up on the blade, but that's understandable. Now, one thing I did notice with this is the bird beak does keep the blade in your hand, and it's a really good thing it's there. The handle is very slick, to the point where it tends to turn in the hand on impact. Now that's a couple of times that happened to me. It was poor edge alignment on the strike. But you know what? In real world, edge alignment is seldom perfect. And it does tend to slide in the hand, even when you got a good grip on it. When you're really swinging it, this has a lot of weight in it. So the only way I guess to address that with some grip tape would be some grip tape, which would completely ruin the looks of this thing. Or just using it more and maybe getting used to how it handles. But that's the only really negative thing I have to say. Other than turning the hand and being a little slick. If I were to use this again, I think I would grip it a little tighter. I try to make a grip as loose as possible so the blade is maneuverable. But you know, for the price, which I think is like $35, this would very easily make a decent trail knife or a camp knife if you want to use something this big. It would most likely hold up to batoning and things like that. I've said before, I don't do batoning. I live in a small town. I don't live out in the woods, and we don't have a fireplace or anything, so I don't have kindling or pieces of wood to baton it through. But you saw I was smacking it around pretty doggone good, and pretty doggone well, and it didn't damage the blade at all. Everything is just still absolutely tight. So for a trail knife or a camp knife, I can recommend the Timber Rattler Western Outlaw. And with that, I will bid you good day. I will be doing another review hopefully very soon, and hopefully I will figure out the timer on this camera so it doesn't shut off. And my next blade is probably going to be the next review will either be another M-Tech knife that I just got, or a number from Cold Steel that I just got. I haven't decided yet. And with that, I ask you to draw your knives only in just purpose, sheathe them only with honor, and to remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Please like, share, and subscribe. That really makes me happy. And I bid you good day.